All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by. As always, this is Eli with Pokémon USA. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days in which we do our lives where I answer any and all of your guys' questions. Sometimes it's on topic, sometimes it's off topic. I obviously did not post a video yesterday. I apologize, but if you follow me on my socials, you know exactly why I did not post a video yesterday. It was an absolute hectic day, and the best part about it is that I still haven't officially gotten everything shipped out yet because I was having technical difficulty issues with the CSV importing the shipping label. So fun time. So I still have to spend all day today, but I wanted to do a live because I still enjoy talking with you guys for a couple of hours. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time, hopefully. Make sure if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways, you leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. If you also don't know, we're doing a we're doing a giveaway as well on our Twitter as well as our TikTok. So links down in the description below for both of those. Lastly, though, if you haven't already done so as well, highly recommend you take advantage of Patreon access to wholesale prices. Link down in the description below for that, as you can get access to Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and so many other things at wholesale prices. And you best be believing if an LO reprint is coming, you know you're gonna get access to it. So I think that should be it, other than just link down in the description below for the Discord to stay up to date on everything. But give a couple shout outs to who is here right now: Daddy Zard, Squid Booty, Ripper, Package Totable, Collectible Accounting, Gary Grease, Joker, Catch 'em All, TCG, Fitness Coach, Gary, I already said Gary, Daniel Judge, Collector J, Tori, Plebisaurus, and that is it. So I see everyone is having conversations about the Pokemon Center and what happened today. So I'll be interested to see what ends up happening. A lot of people are obviously saying, yo, this is old stock that's being cleared out for Paldea and everything. So I'm looking for, where is it? One of the most recent links that was posted, just so that I can at least pop it up. Gosh dang it, where was it shared? There it is. Deals links only. So someone had shared a deals link that allowed you to pull up everything that was in availability. And this is what is now active. But a second ago, for those of you guys that are aware, there was a ton of product available from the Sun and Moon era, which your boy, let's find out what ends up coming to fruition or not. But I was able to grab 20 of the mini tins. So absolutely no clue what that means, if that's good whatsoever. So it's a fun time. Uh-oh, someone just added me. Is there, am I visible? Can you guys hear me? It says I'm talking. But anyway, I'd be interested to see what the pack selection is going to be. But I mean, in the picture itself, it is showing that the pack selection is supposed to be a Sun and Moon era and an XY era pack. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I mean, can I refund it if it's not what it was as advertised, or how does that work? I'm like kind of curious because I don't want to get ripped off by getting like a battle style pack of each. I'd be so sad. Package Total says he got the Dragonite EX box apparently. Jesus loves me, man. I got hit late with the notification, so I wasn't able to take advantage of this. This stream's going to be sad Eli talking about missing the deals like the build and battles. Gosh. No, it's not going to be sad Eli. Stop trolling me. Am I going to Card Party? Let's start talking about Eli and Card Party. I am not going to Card Party because it is just not, I mean, it is just not a good time right now for myself. So Card Party, it's happening from June 9th to the 11th. I am obviously going to be doing a break tomorrow for Paldea. If you haven't checked that out, links down in the description below to enter into that. And then I've just been super busy with catching up on shipping things out. So as much as I would love to go to Card Party, it's just not a good time right now. I mean, trying to do a last second trip. I mean, it'd be cool to see. Be like, yo, last second, can I make it? Can you guys sponsor me? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? So it would be cool to see, but it's probably not going to happen if I'm being honest, ladies and gentlemen. But when is it? It's from the 9th to the 11th. So if, hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say I go from the 10th to the 12th. Could I pull it off? I mean, dang, it's still really cheap to fly. It's still really cheap to fly to LAX. So it's $144 round trip. Dang. So, I mean, if I really wanted to last second, I guess I could go. I just don't know if I have the time, dude. That's the problem. I really want to... As much as I really want to go. Tickets are almost sold out. What? Look at all these people that are going that aren't me. All these PokeTubers. Look at all of them. So many. Man, I'm so mad I couldn't get the stonks with the PC restock. Yeah, there were so many things. I mean, the biggest one I feel like was the Hidden Fates. The Hidden Fates one was massive, potentially getting the Pokeball display. What is the wholesale pricing on the Magic Lord of the Rings collector boxes? I think it is $300 for the collector boxes right now. Which, what is the price for the collector boxes of Lord of the Rings right now anyway? So Lord of the Rings right now is, for the collector boxes, they are going for almost $400. Jesus loves me. Yeah, so you're getting it $100 below market price, which is, I mean, that's fantastic. So, but honestly, like, if you're just like, oh, I want to get in and just get out for the Lord of the Rings, then, I mean, you can, in theory, if you really want to, but I think you're going to find way more value over the fact that you can make so much money off of flipping sealed Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh products and or breaking down Magic and Pokemon product for bulk. I already talked about it last time on stream. We did some examples, but I'm fine. Okay, cool, sweet. How did I get notified? I got notified because people were adding me about it. That's literally all I did. Gosh dang it. Oh, that's what I was added about. You cannot cancel or return anything I tried on the Pokeballs that showed Ancient Origins. You can't cancel or return. So I'm basically just screwed for the 20 I bought. I mean, it's only like 189 bucks. So it's a rough time. Yeah, $400 on TCG Player. Make so much money you're gonna need an accountant. Yeah, nice shilling. Leonhardt's next to cool trainer Ryan. What a meme. Do they not like each other or something? Only can return merch and clothing, but not cards. Gotcha. So I could be just F then. I mean, Paflin's next to Pokerev. That makes sense. Danny Phantom's gonna be there. Whoa, that's crazy. Dude, you gotta watch some CTR. They beef hard? Do they really beef hard? Dang, I didn't realize they didn't like each other so much. He hates Leonhardt? Why does he hate Leonhardt for? That's crazy. That's so funny that he hates Leonhardt. I don't... Is it because he's made 3 videos saying he quits to get a bunch of views and then never does? Is that why he hates him? It's like, just quit already. If you're gonna say you're gonna quit, then quit. Where is Cool Trainer Ryan right now anyway on his views? The fake crying? Ah, there it is. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Oh, that's so funny. What is Cool Trainer Ryan at in views? He is at 7,000 in views. Dang, man. I mean, to be fair, when all you have is a bunch of vintage packs that you can continuously open, like, that is very helpful. That is very helpful to have all these vintage products to open. Mystery boxes too. Oh, the rare candy mystery boxes. And the graded card and pack scam. It says Saturday single tickets just sold out. Buy your 3-day pass before they're gone. Woo! That's interesting. Wow. So, like, are these guys just gonna be there? Or is it like there's a bunch of... or is there like a bunch of desks as well that you can go up to of them? Like, how is that gonna work? Or I shouldn't say desks, I should say booths or whatever you want to call it. Has all the brand names and everything on here. What? You're good, A Experience. Yeah, that was the first thing we discussed in the beginning. Eli's getting FOMO hard. Honest to God, not really. I'm not getting FOMO hard at all. I'm just curious. I'd be getting FOMO hard if I had received my cards and it said PSA was gonna be here and I could go in and do walking grades. Then I would FOMO hard, but I'm not going to. How much are the fees for the wholesale? Butters asks. The fees, it depends on the distributor, but we've got 3 different distributors. One doesn't have any fees. The other 2 do, which is 2%, and then the shipping varies from distributor to distributor. I think 2 of them, it's basically like it's a $5 handling fee flat for the entire order, or it's a $5 handling fee for a case. So it just depends on which distributor you're doing, but I mean, it's not too bad. I think someone in the Discord calculated if you're buying like a new wholesale booster box, it's like $95.50 is what it is at wholesale, and then after, you know, fees and everything, it ends up being like $97.50 or $98, I think is how much it was. What's up, Mikkel? Good to see you, brother. You hear it in the voice. No. I mean, I would like to, like I said, I would like to go to an event. If there is another event that's going to be coming up in the near future, please feel free to link it and tell me what it is. You know, a Pokemon event in particular, I would be more than happy to go. If there's another card party sometime later in the year, at a better time, I would also, like I said, love to go. So if you guys have any other recommendations of which one you'd like me to see and, you know, plan a little bit more in advance. What happened at the Pokemon Center? Pokemon Center did a large product drop of what a lot of people assume is old stock coming back in stock, and we're going to see people's orders probably get filled. Considering it seems to have lasted a while, I don't think it was an issue, but I could be wrong. So a lot of Sun and Moon era products, really good Sun and Moon, like we're talking Hidden Fates, Team Up, or Tag Team I should say. So I think it'll just look cool for views. In person might be eh. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing, is I've never gone to an expo like this before. The only expo I've ever done is that I've ever gone to was a fight expo that my parents ran back in the day when they were heavily involved with, like, you know, the UFC and a bunch of other fighting companies. So that's the only one I've ever done. But outside of that, it's like, what are your payment methods for buying wholesale? Unbox says. My payment methods for buying wholesale through the program. So right now it's just PayPal and Zelle is what we accept because we want to avoid fees. However, we recently just got approved for an ACH for accepting credit card information through my merchant account with Wells Fargo. So I'll be accepting credit cards here in a second. And then pretty soon here, I'm also going to be hopefully getting approved within the next couple of weeks to month, a addition to the merchant account where I will be doing bank transfer pulls so that I can also avoid fees. So that is kind of the main payment methods. I just do whatever I can to make it so we avoid fees altogether when it comes to payment methods. And of course, if you're someone that wants to bankroll because you're like, oh, I'm not sitting on $2,000 cash, but I want to buy like 3 cases of Obsidian Flames booster boxes, then what you can always do is you can just, you know, slap on a credit card, eat the, you know, 2 or 3% fee, and then just walk away with, you know, the points breaking even depending upon what your credit card is like, but at least you can bankroll it, you know, which I know some people have asked me about that. Eli knows MMA. I do know MMA. I competed for like 4 or 5 years, and I trained for like 5 or 6. And yeah, my parents, they hosted a Fight Expo event because my parents, their business for the longest time was event space management, basically just helping companies with their brand marketing and setting up for major events. And the one they did was called the Fight Expo. It was one of the first ever fight events that was hosted, which ironically enough, shortly after the UFC created their own called the Fan Expo. But yeah, I got to meet a bunch of people. Like I got to meet Bruce Buffer, Gina Carano, Channing Tatum, Uriah Faber, a couple of other famous individuals were there for the event. So it was cool getting to meet some people that were big in the UFC world. No, I did not meet Joe Rogan. Do you think too many special delivery Charizards were made for them to go up price long term? I doubt it. I mean, it's a promo. I mean, promos, obviously, they do pour out the gate, but it'll take time. Can I send you stamp rolls? Sorry, I was in prison for a while, and now I gotta liquidate it. Dude, I got you, dude. I got you. Send me them. Random question. Do you golf? I do not golf. No. I did play volleyball for a very long time. But I got injured for the past 6 to 7 months, and I'm finally starting to get back into it again because I can exercise. So that's my main sport that I would say that I play. But obviously the injury kind of kept me out, so I've been really focused on growing the business. But I need to get active again because it's not been good for me. But yeah, no, like I said, man, if you guys got another event that's going to be coming up sometime in the next, I don't know, in the month of, we'll say, if you find an event that's in the month of July, August, or after some, basically any month that isn't either in September or when the weekend of a new set release. I think that's terrible timing. Then a new set release comes out. I mean, but maybe that was the whole point of planning it that way. I don't know. Eli is flying out east to golf. Don't let him lie to you. I mean, Poke Collector Jay and I have definitely discussed about me flying down and visiting him and potentially golfing. So, because he does need a golfing buddy. So, I mean, it's not something I actively do, but it's something that I definitely would enjoy if I got more into. I mean, my long range is terrible. Like, I can't drive to save my life, but short game, I'm pretty good. Yeah, right. Eli's going pro at golfing, if only. I'm vending a few places. Come chill. Oh, that's cool. See, where do you find out about events like this anyway? Like, how do you guys find out about it? Like, obviously there's like, you know, CardCon, Comic-Con, and all these like events that everyone knows about. But how is there like a website I can go to that tells me all the events for Pokemon related things? Because then that way I can plan a lot better. Which reminds me, this is kind of off topic, but I want to take a look and see if there's anything exciting on Pokebeach yet. Nothing exciting yet other than the Zapdos for the reveal. We're still waiting, ladies and gentlemen. Monday, Tuesday, we're going to get 151 reveals, so I'm excited for that. Hate golf, but if they have Top Golf, I'm in. We have a Top Golf nearby where I live. It's like 10 minutes away, but I've never gone. I've just heard it's pretty expensive. Man, people are going to read the title of the video and they're going to be like, Eli, I didn't hear anything about Pokemon investment opportunities. What the heck? This is a sham. And I'm going to be like, no one asked me questions. They all wanted to know if I golfed. Rare candy, huh? See more creators. What are the featured events? All right, let's see. What are the featured events? Photo ops with featured creators, fun and interactive art projects, buy, sell, trade, tournaments, AO, giveaways, world record attempts, Pikachu dance party. Oh, that's what I'm here for. The Pikachu dance party, obviously. Kid zone. Oh, you'll catch me there. Wait, that pause. That sounded so wrong. Okay, but moving on. Box breaks live and in person. Meet and greets with future. Oh, that's where it is. Decent food and drinks. How's the pricing? Golf is a love-hate relationship. We have a shoots. It's like Top Golf, but plays with virtual courses. Huh. I did fall, winter, and spring leagues at Sweet Shots. Oh, that's cool. I mean, this doesn't seem that crazy, if I'm being honest, when I look at the event. But I don't know. I've never been to one of these types of events, so I can't say in particular what's going to be crazy about it, I guess, other than you get to meet a lot of the content creators. I think if anything, my biggest enjoyment of the event would just be getting to meet you guys. That would literally be about the only thing I care about, if I'm being completely honest. If you go to one championship, well, considering I don't watch really any sport other than NFL or volleyball, it would probably be either the Olympics for volleyball. I'd want to watch the gold medal match, or it'd be the Super Bowl. The professional mini golfer. See, we have a bunch of golf enthusiasts that have their interest piqued. Do you think 151 is going to be so crazy it's hard to get hands-on product? Ooh. You know, want to hear a hot take? Or I don't know if this is a hot take or not. Here's my potential opinion on 151. If 151 looks as amazing that it's going to be, like it looks freaking fantastic, it looks like it's going to, you know, blow us out of the water, I think it's entirely possible that this could be a set that gets super hyped up, becomes extremely available, and you see flash sales of on Black Friday. And the reason why I say that is because this is exactly what happened with Hidden Fates, and you had discounted tins at 50% off over at Target and other stores on Black Friday. And so 151, I think there's a strong, I mean, this is all hypothetical, obviously, but I think there's a strong argument to be made in the hypothetical landscape that this could be something that does amazing, right? This could be absolutely incredible. What's my NFL team? The Chicago Bears. I mean, you say another Evolutions, but to be fair, like, Evolutions performed extremely well. It was a couple $100 when it first came out, and then it got printed into the ground because it just was, the demand was so high, and the Pokemon company said, yeah, we're going to print it into the ground. Okay, so I know a lot of people are hugely against, like, the idea of the Pokemon company printing things into the ground. But I feel like if they did more often, and I don't know, never mind. I was gonna say something and then I was like, I don't know. It's a hot take, but I don't know how it would go over. Because Magic isn't exactly doing things the best way right now. Hype. Should probably get off the page now so I'm not extremely misleading. Say it. I was just gonna say that the Pokemon company, I think that they should focus more on printing the supply, and if we're worried about the general pricing for product, they should focus on having a map for stores or online retailers, or both, whatever that looks like. I understand there's going to always be people that break the rules, but I just feel as if the biggest complaint that most stores and on, like, just anyone who has a distributor has, and you know, maybe this is the problem, right? Maybe the ultimate root of the problem is I'm coming up with solutions that are, you know, tiptoeing around or beating around the bush of what the ultimate problem is, which is you have a large amount of distributors that scalp retailers, right? And at the end of the day, what would be the solution is that these distributors don't scalp and they're forced to charge certain rates, and or it makes it so that they can't hold on to product on initial release, right? And so unless you're gonna make it so that the Pokemon company does audits on warehouses, my only solution outside of that would be they just have a map pricing. What is a map? What is map pricing? Map pricing just means it is a price that is required to hit a threshold when selling. So for example, Flesh and Blood has map pricing where for every new set release, it is not allowed to be sold for under a certain price at a game store. And if it does sell for under that price, then you get in trouble. So that's more or less what I mean by map pricing. So it punishes people for trying to, you know, sell at wholesale, because it makes it extremely difficult when you go with map pricing. And if you just print into the ground, then I feel like if you print it into the ground, it makes it less likely for there to be a problem with distributors just holding on to product because it'll be so readily available. And with map pricing, then it could at least protect somewhat, and you know, it's all hypothetical, the pricing of booster boxes just taking a dump and being cost, because let's be honest, it's basically already cost as it is. But I don't know. I was just thinking about that because I was just thinking about some distributor conversations about how some people just like to hold on to product, and it's kind of scummy. But price-wise, Paldea Vault, obviously the official release is going to be tomorrow. And what do we know so far? We know that the price has basically stabilized at 114. Which, if you say 114 times 0.85 and it costs, yeah, good luck on making money. Not unless you're selling it as a case. Which, are people buying this as a case? They are. They are buying it as a case. And they're still losing money after fees and ship. I mean, you're literally just selling this off to... I don't know. I don't know why you're selling this off. What's up, Eric Bell? Good to see you, brother. Let's see, is there anything exciting going on in the world of sealed product that we have to have a conversation about? Lost Origin prices probably still going down. Yep, just keep going down. 153 now. That's all they're doing is just diving. Alster Radiant still at the low 120s from 130. Have evolving boosters moved? No, but the packs have actually gone up. Holy crap. Why have the packs gone up so much? That's crazy. They're just gonna keep going. How's I mean, tomorrow they obviously go live, but I'll be interested to see what Paldea looks like right now for the overall card prices on pre-sale. Okay, so the Iono, the uncommon is going for 286. But the special illustrator is going for 244 or 132. It's sold at first for 171. Dang, that's such a crazy... I mean, this is going to come down. I wouldn't be surprised if this went down 60, 70 within the next, week. That just makes sense. Let's just go high to low on cards. See what's worth the most. I mean, these are all gonna crash. Well, I mean, look how cheap these already are, guys. Like, this is crazy. Like, you guys might not think of this much, but I think it's absolutely crazy that these are so cheap already. Because you dang well know these are gonna all crash 50 to 75% in value. So the fact that they're already this cheap, it's like GG for this set. I mean, at this point, you're really just praying for uncommons and commons to be in the market. What was the card that I said I really liked that you could attach? Oh yeah, the Bravery Charm. I think this is going to be such a good card in the meta. I can't believe this card is only, bottom of the tier. I mean, I understand, it's going to be really good. Like, I understand she's going to be a good card in the meta. But I just got to believe, man. Also, can we talk about the fact that the trainer toolkits did not include a single card from Paldea Evolved? That is so dumb to me. Are we getting 151? Not yet, but I'm excited for it when it does come out. It's definitely going to be a fun time. Falling Skies to the Moon, indeed. Thoughts investing in sealed Unagabu EV promo packs? I have no clue what those are, so I can't give you my real thoughts, sadly. I don't think that's true at all, BC3. I don't think that's true at all. People still overpaying. I mean, look at this. How much are people paying for this Heracross? Still a crazy amount of money when you think about it. For a card that's going to be a penny in like a week. I mean, some of these rares, hollows are going for like $1 a piece. What are the build and battle promos going for? That's another question. You were kidding. Okay, I had a feeling you were. If only. Well, people have had booster boxes for a week and a half now. Yeah, I mean, people get early access to the set, and they take a look and they say, wow, this, I mean, dude. Who was it that... It was Jake, Twice Baked Jake, was saying he was getting fatigued from the market. He was saying he's just kind of over it, like he's just done, he's burnt. Saying how this set kind of was the last straw for him. Which is so funny to hear someone say that, as if like this isn't the same exact thing that's just been repeated time and time again. Like, sure, we have alternate arts, but come on, guys. We've talked about this before, and we'll talk about it again. Historically, the first 3 sets are always trash of every new generation. Darkness, Rebel, Sword and Shield base. Which one had a Charizard? Darkness. First 3 sets. Scarlet, Violet base, Paldea Evolved. Obsidian Flames. One Obsidian has a Charizard. Guardians Rising, Sun and Moon base, Burning Shadows. Burning Shadows, a Charizard. Flashfire, XY base. Furious Fist, Flashfire to Charizard. Literally, Black and White is the first generation was the last generation to not have it, where you had a Charizard in the first 3 sets. Like, come on. This is a trend that's been going on since the XY era. And even then, like, arguably Flashfire is the only good of the 3 sets when it comes to the Charizard sets, because XY base and Furious Fist did absolutely terrible. Guardians Rising, Burning Shadows, Sun and Moon base did terrible. All 3 of these did terrible. These are probably all going to do terrible. I mean, you could say Obsidian could do well because it has a Charizard set out the gate. It'll do well probably, but in terms of like, once the set comes out, it's going to piss a lot of people off. All I'm saying. That set is going to piss so many people off unless they're going to step it up. I can imagine Obsidian being a set that people look at and be like, oh my god, it's a Charizard set, so it's going to do good. But then they see 151 and they forget everything about it. And then eventually, of course, long term, it's going to do extremely well. It's going to be a sleeper set that we're all going to talk about later because everyone overlooks it, right? I mean, that's kind of what happened with Darkness Ablaze. It got completely overlooked by Champion's Path and Moon Voltage because everyone saw the set and was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We didn't get a Rainbow or a Shiny Charizard, but Champion's Path did. What the heck? That's unfair. And now we're seeing Darkness... I mean, here's the deal, guys. Darkness Ablaze, terrible set. Terrible set. But what has it done time and time again? It has climbed. We've seen this price go from 180 reprinted all the way down to 100, then go up to 160, then crash back down to 100 again, and then climb all the way back up to 155, and right now it's sitting at 145. So it's like, this set is terrible, but it's a Charizard set, so it's gonna do well. So it's like, I can sit here and say the set's gonna do terrible, you know, because people are gonna hate it, but it's gonna do so good long term because it has a Charizard in it, and that's all that matters, you know? Like, we can look at it from the fan perspective, or we can look at it from the collector perspective. And same concept applies with Paldea, right? People are gonna crap all over Paldea. I said this, and people gave me so much crap about it, saying I was just being a hater, and now it's come to fruition, and that's exactly what happened. And Paldea Evolved, people are crapping on it, and people are saying that it's making them feel like they want to lose the hobby or leave the hobby. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, Rebel Clash, can we have a conversation about the price of this? $212. And if this is short printed, and hypothetically they short print the ETBs, you could say a very similar situation too. So that's kind of where my whole stance is on this, right? Just kind of, it's just an opportunity that you want to take advantage of. And although I disagree with Rudy's statement about Lost Origin, because we don't officially know what the price is going to be for Lost Origin booster boxes pretty soon here, in terms of what it's going to look like for a reprint, because I mean, we have a lot of distributors that haven't come out, so I think he's jumping the gun on that. I do agree with him, though, that we are in a space in Scarlet and Violet where we're back to, you know, for the short term at least, back to the days of no money being made on retail side of booster boxes, but it's the let's sit on this product, wait 6 months to a year, and then we start getting our tendies, or 2 years or 3 years. But people have, you know, they're impatient. They want that immediate flip, right? But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the Rebel Clash, terrible set, but if I sat on it for 2 years, I 3x'd my money, right? Same thing with Paldea, same thing with Scarlet and Violet base, etc., right? That's kind of the whole play. I mean, heck, man, Battle Styles, which is a set that is a 1.5 years old, which, you know, as much as people like to hate on it because it is a lackluster set compared to the rest of it, it is currently sitting at 115, and at its point, I mean, this is a set that's gone up to 150, 160 before in the past, ladies and gentlemen, so it will do it again. It will 100% do it again, but the reason why it crashed so much was because of supply, right? But even then, with the supply and this set being so bad, it's still done things. So, I don't know. I mean, I do know. Because it's just going to go up because it's just basic supply and demand economic theories. Tactical says, any news about Flesh and Blood? Only news is that obviously we have a new set coming up. And then Outsiders is a banging set. I really like Outsiders. Slow and low, baby. And people hate that. People hate the idea of having to sit on product for investments. But it's like, it's kind of the reality. It's kind of the reality. I'm going to be that guy that's going to sit on several cases of Paldea. And people are going to think I'm crazy for sitting on several cases of Paldea. And then what's going to happen is 6 months to a year from now, this is a set that's not going to get reprinted because it was one of those competitive sets like Rebel Clash that no one gave a crap about. And then all of a sudden, prices are going to skyrocket up. The booster box is going to go to 160, 170, $200. And people are going to be like, Eli, how did this happen? I never saw this coming. I thought everyone hated this set. This was a crappy set. Like, this is what's going to happen. Textbook with Paldea. If it doesn't get reprinted. Which it got short printed, right? And it's not like the Pokemon company isn't aware of the sentiment in the market right now. It's not like they don't listen to everything going on. Better investment right now. V-Star Universe and Disney 100. Best investment right now. Oh, that's what he's saying. But you ended it with a question mark. I'm confused. Were people offering Dusk Till Dawn for under... Yes, it would be a map pricing issue, technical. Tactical, that would be a map pricing issue. Eli conspiracies, but is it really a conspiracy? Because, I mean, this would just be history repeating itself, which is what I like. You know, that's where I make my predictions off of historical events occurring. So if a historical, if historical occurrences repeat themselves, then it's like, is that really just a conspiracy? You know? And that's kind of the point that I'm making with that. But yeah, I mean, Outsiders, when it first came out, it came out for, it was $88. I mean, now it's going for as low as 80. I mean, some people are buying it for 85, depending upon the person. Or you can buy a case for $294? What is $294? Oh, that's pretty cheap, yeah? 73 a piece? Jesus loves me. That's crazy cheap. I can't believe people are just buying the individual box. I heard Lorcana is short printed and be heavily allocated. I know nothing about Lorcana. I do know someone that talked to a vendor from Lorcana, and they did tell me that they're going to do their best to print to max capacity. That's all I heard. But, you know, we don't know what that means. That could be hearsay. And it was said so in very corporate terms. One of my favorite alt art cards in terms of art, not investing. People are going to hate me on this. Obviously, the Moonbrown's my favorite. But are you guys ready for me to say something that people are going to get really pissed at? Because I love it when people get pissed at me. I just feed off that. No, I'm kidding. Giratina is such a terrible art design. I hate this artwork so much. Like, I think it is such a messy art design. I understand it's supposed to look like I'm on an acid trip, but I want it to look more... I want it to really, like, bring out the distortion world. Because when I remember playing the games, the distortion world was one of my favorite, like, landscapes when you were in the game. And you could see, like, the upside down, you know, waterfalls and such. And I feel like when you look at this art design, it's just a cluttered mess, and I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I understand people can like the sharp imagery, but really, what is this? This is like a bunch of mumbo jumbo that I have no clue what's going on in the background. Right? It's supposed to be the distortion world, but it's like not really distorted. And I just don't like the mess. I want there to be a little bit more defined. Like, you can still make it sharp draw, like with the Machamp. The Machamp scene, you know what you're looking at, and it's very sharply drawn. But it's like, I don't know. I just feel like they could have done such a better job at it, which is why, for me personally, my favorite, and I mean, you guys know my stance on this, this is by far one of my favorite art designs. By far. Fantastic job. I mean, I don't give a crap about this Pokemon whatsoever, Aerodactyl. I don't care at all about it, but the art design that this card shows in the background really encapsulates it a ton as a card. I think this is one of the best art designs that they've made by far, hands down. It's so gorgeous. It's such a cool scenery too. So like that's one of my favorite ones in terms of art designs. I mean, the Moltres is cool. Obviously, I do really enjoy the Moltres design. I think it's gorgeous too. But what's a less obvious one we can have a conversation about? Silver Tempest Luigi is really cool. I like the art design for that. I really like the Celebi art design from Fusion too. It's you like the Beedrill? It's strange how when there's a collection box, for example, Crown Zenith, Shining Fates, Hidden Fates, they don't have booster boxes for those sets. Any idea why? It's because it's considered a half set. So like when it's a half set, it basically means that it's an in-between set from the main series line, which is focused less on the competitive play and more on the collectability side of things. And so for that reason, they don't print things for booster box consumption of mass opening, because most of the cards are not going to be competitively viable cards. Obviously, this is not true for the sake of Crown Zenith, because Crown Zenith did do a large amount of reprints of cards that are competitively viable. But for like the most part, if you go back and you take a look, I mean, because look, they threw in Crushing Hammers, Rare Candies, Rescue Care, Lost Vacuum, etc., etc. But even then, these cards, I mean, they did it because of COVID and the change of the standard format. That's why they made that exception. But if you go look at like Shining Fates, for example, or Hidden Fates, no competitively viable cards. Maybe like a Manaphy, but that's it. I think same artist did the Magikarp would looks much better. I agree. The Magikarp design looks gorgeous. I think it looks way better. I do like the Galarian Gallery quite a bit. I think that's really good. I love the art designs for these three. I personally think, though, of the three, honestly, probably the Arceus is my favorite, honestly. I actually like the Arceus slightly more than the Giratina. Love me the Cynthia. No DC announcements today. Almost missed out. How's it going? What's up, Chase'em? Good to see ya. DC announcements? More of a Marvel guy myself, but no. I think half the Altars and Evolving Scars aren't that great. Half of them. Let me go look and see which ones I like. I'll go down the list of which ones I enjoy. So, in Evolving Skies, the art designs that I like and I don't like. So, I like all of these ones. To be honest, though, in terms of the VMAXs, I actually prefer the V more than the VMAXs. I think they're much cooler designs. The Umbreon I love as well for the two of them. The Duraludon, not a fan of Duraludon as a Pokemon. I don't really care for him, but the alt art's pretty cool. No, I mean, they've got good alternate arts. They've got good alternate arts, man, honestly. It's kind of hard to hate on any of them. Like, you can say there's some meh ones, like, you know, the Sylveon. Sylveon's kind of cool. Yeah, I can't really say I hate any of them. What's up, Don? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Arceus is by far the best. Don says, I concur. I'm old, calling it DC might not be a thing. For Discord? Oh my gosh. No Discord announcement today? Am I missing out? Oh wow, I didn't make... Oh, you're right. Well, it's supposed to be automated, and it didn't automate itself. Wow, that's weird. Well, that's no good. I should probably link the announcement since we're still live. People are going to be like, what the frick? Holy moly. Oh, whoa, wrong video link. Wrong video link! Because I have to do it manually, obviously. Whoopsies! I can message you back on that one package when I'm done with stream here. PC was insane indeed, and I got the Kanto mini tins, which people keep saying there's crap in them, so we're about to find out. Sounds like I might have got skamazed. I like how all my Japanese boxes I bought half a year ago have doubled or even tripled. God bless Japan, man. They're doing good. They're crushing it. What's up, Trinell? Good to see you, brother. I love how I make the announcement. And oh, what a idiot. See, it's supposed to be automated, but it didn't automate itself. What's up, guys? Good to see you guys all. Everyone's like now filtering on in at the very end. Because straight up, so it's supposed to be automated where whenever I create a video, it like links it, and for some odd reason it didn't do that this time around. So I profusely apologize for that one, guys. Why can't PC be available in all countries? That's a fantastic question. Do you think sitting on product is worth considering the time per dollar? So, I mean, it really depends, Squid, because that is a very intricate question to ask. And, for example, what I mean by that is when it comes to time cost, you know, or sunken time cost, right? You have to look at it from the perspective of what is your general approach as an investor, right? Are you someone that wants to play the medium game, the long game, the short-term game? I mean, there's so many different ways to approach it, and you have to ask yourself how you are going to approach it. For me personally, I think that it's not difficult for most individuals to go on an investment and sell right before a reprint and then rebuy. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times I hear individuals say, well, I bought in at Evolving Skies at $100. It goes to 400. Hypothetically, reprint happens. That's okay. I'm not going to sell. I'm just going to buy more and double down. When the correct answer should be you are going to sell, because then that profit that you're going to sell, you can then use to buy more, versus if you just sit on it, you watch the price go down and you're losing money by not selling, especially when you know prices are going to crash. Kind of a perfect example of that is Lost Origin or Brilliant Stars, right? If you say that with Lost Origin, the price as we see right now went from 175 at its high, 170-ish, and is now sitting at roughly around 154. So it's crashed about $20. I mean, this is literally just a downtrend continuing. And this is off the initial reaction. We don't even know what the supply is going to look like, right? And so if you just say to yourself, all right, well, let's say I first got into Lost Origin at $100. If you first got in, and we're not going to do shipping and fees because that just makes it complex. Let's say you first got in at 100, you sold at 170. Congratulations, you made $70, right? And if you say to yourself, okay, well, I then, let's say the price doesn't go below 120 on the reprint. Okay, well, that's still okay because sure, you're getting $20 higher on your position, but you're still net 50. So it's like, how do you still contemplate not selling to secure profits because you're missing out, right? Because if you're saying, all right, sold it at 170, bought back again at 120, I just made $50, even though I got in at a higher position. The only way you lose is if the price doesn't drop at all, which it obviously already has. I got a Unified Mind single pack in the Zard Dragon EX box. Jeez Louise, you guys ate today, it sounds like. Experiment, the Pokemon market will continue going down for at least the next 2 years. What would your top 5 be? Thought experiment. What my top 5 holds be? If it just kept going down from a sealed product perspective, I mean, that ultimately comes down to what is the available opportunities, right? Like, if the market goes down over the next 1 to 2 years, it's gonna just be whatever the best opportunity I find available is. I think for now, it's Ultra Premium Collection Charizard, it's Crown Xena, it's the specialty products, right? It is the specialty products that I'm gonna sit on because I think they're gonna do well. Not to mention, in theory, if you're saying the market goes down over the next 1 to 2 years, let's say that a lot of this vintage product, or vintage, I shouldn't say vintage, let's say a lot of this out of print ultra modern product goes sideways or down, right? In theory, if we say, all right, well, let's say Celebrations, which is at, you can basically find it for like $70. Let's say you can get it for $60 a piece because the price crashes down 15%, which is not really crazy in the Pokemon world, right? I'm picking them up all day at $60 a piece, right? There's going to be so many opportunities. So I, for one, am just going to take a look at what I know has historically performed well and what's going to do well over the long term, and that's going to be mainly specialty sets. I agree, the placement of the Pikachu makes me... Oh, people are talking about how they're not a fan. I get that. I understand that. Just think about what you can spend that money on in the same amount of time. If the value versus the time is there, it's worth it. Time is worth something, though. Well, and that's exactly my point, though, Chris. Is that... that's my point, Chris, right? Is that... It's only makes sense when you know for certain you're going to have an opportunity to get in lower, so you should sell, right? This is not for... Because time is worth something, right? Time is worth something. If you have something that took 2 years to accrue $100 in profit, and then you know that $100 in profit is all about to be wiped away because of a reprint, you just lost 2 years of your initial investment wiped away, right? Boom, gone. But if you sell it and then rebuy, not only did you cash in that time, but then you were able to get in at another opportunity. Depends on why the market's going down. Well, in my situation, I guess I'm just saying the market's generally going down just because like a recession, right? People still like Pokemon. People, Pokemon will still do good. It's just, Shining Fates will go to the moon. Hey, I still think Shining Fates will do well long term. It's a specialty set, man. It's got a lot of shinies. It's got a shiny Charizard. Have you seen the leaks for 151? The only leaks that I have seen so far have been for the Zapdos. So I know that obviously the Zapdos is the one illustration rare that we've seen revealed, which is a gorgeous card. I love this art design. I think it's so cool. I think it'd be really cool. I know people are speculating about this. I think it'd be really cool if they made a different, if they made a very similar art design for the three of them, and it was just different angles, and if you put it all together, it like looked like, it looked cool. I don't know. I think it'd be cool if they did something like that. Because obviously we had the Glass Trio card that was incredible for Hidden Fates. Have you seen, but I like the art design for 151. I think they're doing a good job. But yeah, here's a lot of the other art designs that they've been drawing. The Snorlax, I like that one with the Pidgey on top. I think that's so cool. I mean, they're looking good, man. They're looking good. I was coming more from the position of having to go through the effort to sell for 15 bucks or 20, maybe not worth it. Selling something that's just up 50 to 100 and buy a pullback, easy to justify. I mean, yes and no, right? Because if you say to yourself you're going to make 20 bucks, you also have to say what is the price at, right? If you're saying that you bought a booster box at 110 and it's selling for 130, obviously not, because odds are you're gonna sell it closer to $10 to $15, if not, you know, $5, depending upon if you're selling locally versus shipping and fees. Like I understand that, but from the position of the margin is $50, and then after shipping and fees, it's gonna be around $20-ish, give or take. I think it's well worth it because the amount of time it takes for you to list something on TCG Player or on Facebook Marketplace and quickly sell it is pretty simple. For you to be like, hey, I'm going to meet up with a person. He's going to buy a case of my booster boxes, 120, and it was an hour transaction, right? Like that's, especially considering you spent years sitting on the product, like the least you can do is meet up with a guy. And an hour is dramatic, right? It's more going to be like a 10, 15, 20 minute interaction, depending on if you talk to them or not. And outside of that, it's like, all right, well, if I do it off a TCG Player, I would prefer, or eBay, or wherever, and you're selling online, if I can make more money selling it off as a case by saving myself on shipping, I'm going to do that. And the time it takes for me to ship something is like 2 minutes. It doesn't take that long, right? Like maybe you say it takes longer because you have to go to the post office. Okay, well, I guess I live 5 minutes from the post office, unless it's like a 30-minute drive, right? Finally, a cool Zappy boy. I know, where's Wrath of Zapdos? He's probably going to be stoked about this. I still need to gain the Glass Trio. I still need that Stained Glass Trio. It's an amazing, amazing card design. Ooh, the 151 has cards out. It looks amazing. This is the only card that's been revealed so far of the, you know, like illustration arts. Or, you know, special illustration arts, call them. Average player says if you're not willing to make, if you're not willing to make 20 bucks, then the game isn't for you. I mean, honest to God, average player, I think brings up a very good point, because you gotta flip, man. You gotta flip. Because if you make 20 to 30% margin, you complain about 20 to 30% margin because you want great returns. Well, dude, you might as well just go to the stock market then. At that point, and get your measly 6 to 7% year over year. Ooh. Where's a good site to buy 151? I mean, it's not available yet, but yeah, the SIRs, the SIRs as we like to call them now, apparently, the special illustration rare. I hate that. I just call it an alternate art. It's what it is. It's an alternate art. We never called the other alternate arts like hyper rares or secret rares or whatever. We just call them alternate arts. That's what they are. But nothing right now yet, Danny, but in the future, it's probably going to be it's probably going to be from what's their names? Safari Zone. Pokemon Future will end up being waifu trading card. I hope not. I saw the auction of the one, you know, Lily card. It's crazy to me. People go crazy over that Lily. I mean, if you buy a Charizard UPC at 100 and make 20 off of it in half a year, that's really good. I mean, that right there. So if you're saying to yourself, if you buy a Charizard and make it in half a year, $20, that right there is a 25% return in half a year. That's like so good compared to the rest of the market, you know, when it comes to the stocks. What's up, TT? Good to see you, brother. Do we know when 151 will be available in English? We don't know yet. We do not. The only thing we know is that August 11th, if I'm correct, is going to be when Obsidian comes out. Wait, Macy says the 22nd of September? Is that confirmed? Where are you hearing that from? Oh my gosh. It says release dates have now been confirmed. Wait, when did this get confirmed? When was this posted? June 8th? This was posted an hour ago? There was a Beach article today. Are you shitting me? Are you absolutely shitting me? I'm so pissed. I'm honest to God so pissed. That's terrible. That's so terrible. Oh. That sucks. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure something out then, because your boy runs his own business, and the idea of taking time off is like impossible. And I am getting married and will be in Hawaii from the 15th through the 26th. So this comes out on the 22nd. It is literally right in the middle of when I'm gonna be gone. So yikes. I'm gonna have to scramble to figure something out. And I can't cancel my wedding, right? I can't just do that. It's like, and I'm gonna have to find someone to hire to ship it all out. I don't know. It's a pain in the butt. It's a fun time. It's a fun time being a bit. See, that's the fun thing about being a business owner is it's like, oh yeah, you get to make your own hours, but you also can't just stop, right? Like you just can't stop. So, that's tough. Wow. All right. Well, wish me luck, guys. I'm gonna try and figure something out. So, because I mean, it's just like I can't just not ship it out to the patrons, right? Like until I get back. Like, you know, I have to ship it out when I receive it. I do need some minions. That's for sure. Live stream the wedding, right? I tell my reps, hey man, I need you to ship this out to Hawaii for me. Can you do that? We're on our honeymoon and like the hotel just receives 1,000 packages of Pokemon related product. I hope it's just Elite Trainer boxes on release. If it's just Elite Trainer boxes on release, I can at least hire someone, you know, mindlessly to just slap on labels onto an ETB case. I can do that, right? I can get away with that. But if it's like a bunch of other product on release, I mean, let's see what it says. The first wave will include Elite Trainer boxes, poster boxes, binder collections, booster bundles, and Pokeball tins. Don't know what's a poster box. I've never heard of poster boxes. I don't know. Holiday shopping season will be interesting on TCG for sure. All the Magic product coming as well. I'd be interested if I wasn't doing the same for Chloe, right? Well, you also live in Europe, so it's much easier for you to get away with working for her than for me, average player, because you relocating to the States to work for me would be crazy. No, it's more read the art. The poster box is new? Is there images of what the poster box looks like? Previously, we also reported mini tins, EX boxes, and ultra premium collections. These things and other products will presumably be released over the months. You can only get booster packs. Right. Obviously, we don't know the name of the set yet, but it obviously is going to feature cards in Japan. 151. Yada. Okay, so ETBs, poster boxes, and binder collection boxes. No product descriptions are available yet. They're doing booster bundles? Booster bundles? That's weird. Oh, I can imagine. I mean, yeah, Europe seems really expensive to live in. Like everyone always complains about America being expensive, but that's just mainly because people always discuss about like living in LA or like, I mean, I don't know. You can probably make the same argument in Europe, but as someone who's just done, I would say, I mean, you live there, so you know better than me, but as someone who's done a decent amount of research looking at, renting and home prices in Europe, it's kind of crazy. I would be shipping from Arizona. That's where I'd be shipping from. That's what I'm saying, Hermit. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they could swing that, but I would do it. I would do it if they would allow it. For someone who owns a business, should be on top of the news. Seems like you only get informed because of us first, Navy says. I mean, Navy, you also have to understand that this article was posted at 10 o'clock this morning. This is like literally brand new information that was just released this morning. So, and the thing is I have been spending the past 48 hours shipping out over 300 boxes of product for Paldea Evolved. So, forgive me if I miss an article about when the release is going to officially be. So it's like, I'm usually pretty on top of the news, but I miss sometimes, man, because I'm preoccupied with other things. $1,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. That's not terrible. I mean, it depends how big the apartment is. Timo says you sent me a message. All right, well, I will definitely get back to you, obviously, when I am done. Eli Distro shipped the boxes to Germany. Yeah, right. Same happened with LO restocks. You found out because of previous other stuff? Are you talking about LO reprints? I don't know what you mean by LO restocks. The audacity of this kid, right? Yeah, sorry, Nina was working this morning. I also use Mecha Japan, sold out there. Their price are... I have no clue. You can blame delays on upcoming UPS employee strikes? Bro, that's what I'm saying. You're being very obtuse. What am I being very obtuse about? I pay only £200 living in Europe for a 1-bedroom. That's incredible, dude. That's incredible. It's called crowdsourcing, right? Well, like I said, man, I can sit here and say that I've done, but if you live there and you know, man, that'd be for like £85 per square, 85 pounds per square foot. Jeez Louise. It's kind of a lot. He's talking about the news of the Lost Origin restock. Yeah, I already knew about that before the live. I'm friends with the guy who dropped the post. So he literally let me know when the post was made, and he gave me all the details about it. And then we discussed it and pulled it up live. All those ads hurt my soul. Yeah, because I don't have an ad blocker. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'll move away. Oh, Navi's being very obtuse. Like, listen, I'm usually really good about being on top of things. The minute I hear something, you know, I am one of the first people. Like, when the news came out for the Lost Origin booster box, I was the first person to make a video on it. I had direct connections with the individual who made the post, so I knew immediately when it happened. I was the first person to make a video on it, and Danny Phantom was a day or two late after I made it. So it's like, I'm usually the first person to do it. I just can't, obviously, you know, be instant at all times. Like, I'm 2 hours late to a post because I was, you know, not checking what was going on because I was busy, right? You know what I mean? Mr. Lurks a lot says, you're good, buddy. You're super informative from what I've seen. The short times I've been following, you're normally one of it, if not the first to have it. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm usually pretty good about it. And there's a lot of times I break the news first, too. But actually, you not knowing is interesting since Distro hasn't contacted you yet about them. Well, and that's kind of the main point, right? Is obviously he was the first one that broke the information, but I was the first one to report on it shortly thereafter on a YouTube video. And the fact is that I didn't hear about it because I don't have access to the distributor, which is GTS distribution. And so I wouldn't know that in particular, but obviously, I will probably be one of the first people to give information in pertaining to what's next with if 120 is really going to be the low. Because I've got other distributors, which I would be surprised if they did that. I sadly do not have any connections to distros in Europe. However, we do have individuals in the program that do live in the EU. And I was informed that the shipping is actually extremely cheap using their connections. So they have so we have a middleman service that we use specifically for our patrons. And typically speaking, that middleman service, it varies from country to country, but from what we've seen, Australia and other countries in North America like Canada, it works the best. If you live in Europe, it depends on which part of Europe you live in. But I know an individual who uses a different shipping company who lives in the EU, and he tells me that basically the price to ship using that service is extremely cheap. And for him, he's able to like resell his product in the EU for upwards of like a 30 to 50% markup. So, and I'm like, yo, maybe I should just sell to you. Because that's crazy that it gets such good markup. So it actually, we have someone in the EU who already resells product from distro. So it's very much possible, Sia. Quick turnaround from Obsidian Flames to 151. What do you mean by that, Jason? RF already voted the worst SV set. 151 will overshadow it completely. Yeah, 151 is going to do a lot of overshadowing for sure. Do you think they will bring the numbered cards to Pokemon based on the success of MTG is seeing? Ooh, that's a great question. I would like to believe so. I would really like to believe so, right? Because I do like that idea. I love the one of ones. I like that. I like the rarity of it. I think it's so cool. If you had a one of one, like, I don't know, Master Ball, or I don't know what you could do. Because the thing is with Magic the Gathering, obviously it's like themed off of they can do more with themes, whereas Pokemon, I don't think they can do the same with licensing. But maybe I'm wrong. But I mean, stuff like that I think is really cool. But maybe people are going to say it's dumb and they think I'm dumb for saying that. I doubt they would do it, but it'd be cool if they did it. Dude expects you money. Dude, it's funny. I've had people get mad at me. The one Pokeball to capture them all. There you go, baby. Yeah, right. I've had people say, "Bro, stop trying to be the Adam Schefter of Pokemon," and then I've had people being like, "Bro, you're like late. I thought you're like." It's funny. I get flamed for trying to be it and not being him. Like, it's the funniest thing. Okay, that sounds good. Is this in person also on your Discord? Um, yes, he is in the Discord. He is in the Discord. I can let you have a conversation with him after if you want to just message me. Flames in August, September. Yep, classic in October. Sounds about right. You hate serialized cards? What do you hate about them, Timo? Right? That's what people say. I'm like, what? What's up, Catchem? Good to see you as always, brother. I'm glad you guys find enjoyment out of that statement. I had someone tell me that. Do you think pull rates will stay the same for 151? I mean, they'll probably be the same as it is with any specialty set, usually a little bit easier to pull. Just too gimmicky. Shout out to whoever that was in the chat to let you know it's all about the community. I'm hearing about it here first regardless. So F yeah, 151 hype. I know, right? Well, I read the article, or I was staying up to date on the art designs, but I had no idea about the release because it's hard for me to read because I just looked at the image and I was like, oh, just a Poliwhirl, nothing exciting. And then if I just took 2 seconds to read the headline, I could have been like, oh, that's cool. Because usually one of the first things I do in the morning is I wake up and I look at articles to see if there's anything exciting going on in the market. And I just saw pictures and was like, nothing cool has been released. And I didn't read this part. Speaking of Pokemon, Eli, you need to stream Diablo 4. That seems off topic. I've never played Diablo, ever. Heard it's good, though. You know, I'm just waiting for Skyrim. Can I just get, or not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6. Can I just get Elder Scrolls 6, please? Like, already it's been 13 years, 12 years? I don't even know at this point. It's just depressing. That's all I care about. Like, everyone always complains, oh, GTA 6 doesn't come out. I'm like, bro, you just don't even know the pain. Get out of here. Like, Elder Scrolls 6 news is... it's just not there. Like, I don't even think we still have an official release date yet. We got a trailer back in 2018, and it's been like 5 years since then. And they in the trailer was like, it's coming, it's happening, and that's all you need to know. Are all wholesale orders being shipped right now with Paldea Evolved, or are you just prioritizing shipping Paldea Evolved right now? Holy crap. So are wholesale orders being shipped right now with Paldea Evolved, or are you just prioritizing shipping Paldea Evolved right now? All wholesale orders are being shipped right now. Yes, that answers the question. So all wholesale orders are being shipped right now. However, also at the exact same time, I am slightly more prioritizing Paldea Evolved. I want to get that out first over the rest of the orders, but they should, roughly speaking, go out around the same time. So I started shipping out Paldea yesterday, and then we should finish up on Paldea today, and then everything else in terms of our orders should also hopefully ship out today. One thing also that needs to be taken into consideration too, for those that are in the Patreon, if you're ordering Pokemon product and it's being shipped to me, it ships out much faster than it does from the storefront. So like if you're ordering Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but that's usually because I have to hire someone to do it, and that's why the turnaround times take longer. So for example, I received Paldea yesterday. It's going to take me a day or two to ship it out, and then it's going to arrive to you in, depending upon where you live, 3 to 5 days. So expect the turnaround time to be a week, right? But with other stuff, right, I typically, how I like to do it is I order the product usually on Monday or Friday, depending upon when you place the order. So you have to wait 2 to 3 days. Then with that, it takes another 2 days to arrive. And then the individual ships it out over the next day. And then it ships out. So add it on another week, in other words, to the shipping time typically. If we run into complications, obviously sometimes it takes longer, but that's it. I am not a Cardinals fan, no. So I just moved to Arizona. So I'm from Oregon. I lived in Oregon for 12 years, right? Just about. I'm actually a Chicago Bears fan, randomly enough. Why am I a Chicago Bears fan? My dad grew up a Dolphins fan, and he told me he wanted me to be a Dolphins fan, and I said, no, I want to make my own team because I ain't about that life of just following in your footsteps of you being the same fan. And I remember watching a movie that was, placed in Chicago, and then remember later, a week or two later, watching a game, and it was the, throwback game of the Packers versus the Bears, and they were going through the history of the two teams, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. I want to be a Bears fan. And that's kind of how it happened. So definitely not a Cardinals fan. Just because I live in Arizona does definitely not mean that all of a sudden I'm switching, especially considering how bad they are too. They are so bad. I should have bought a bat. Should have would have cut a Evo. That's how it always be. Sorry for giving you a stroke. You're all good, dude. There's some waifu trainer gallery cards right now. It's just extremely underpriced. Guess you can't invite me to a game anymore? What does that even mean? I mean, I'm a football fan, so I can't say I wouldn't be excited. But let's be honest here. The Cardinals just traded DeAndre, or not, they didn't trade him. They dropped him. They just said, you're good to go, buddy. We'll just take the $20 million cap on the chin. He just got dropped. Kyler Murray's just having fun playing video games on his injury. And it's just, Cliff Kingsbury just got fired. What is there to like right now? Hollywood Brown's fantastic. I love Hollywood Brown. He's a baller. But that's about it. Connor sucked. Your running back situation's in shambles. Chase Edmonds got traded several years ago, which obviously there was so much potential he could have had, but it ended up working out when he was on the team. J.J. Watt obviously retired. It's just what do you do? What do you do? Your team is terrible. You're going to get at least the top 5 picks this year, if not the number 1. And I'm not ready to be a fan and watch that. That sounds terrible. I'm just now starting to finally see the development of a new quarterback because of a freaking Mitch Trubisky. I mean, we don't need to get into it. I mean, Mitch Trubisky was an absolute disaster of a pick, reaching for him and passing both Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, which, hindsight 2020, now you're like, whew, Deshaun Watson was a bullet dodge, but we could have had Patrick, right? Everyone always wants to look at that. But anyway, it's okay, so we had Mitch, and we just now finally got Fields, and Fields looks awesome. So it's, it looks awesome. Like, he looks like he's got potential. It'll be interesting to see the coaching staff. I actually really liked Nagy. I think that, yeah, his ego got, ahead of him. Like, he had some problems, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm smoking, but I liked Nagy. Obviously, at the very end there, he was getting a lot of crap because, they weren't winning enough games and the offense wasn't rolling. But, I mean, he came right back into the Chiefs offense as their OC and was like, yo, I got you guys. I'll just come win another Super Bowl, because he's obviously super tight with Patrick and the rest of the organization and Andy Reid, because he's part of that, coaching tree. I'm a Cardinals fan, and you just broke my heart. D-Hop got dropped, and no one has rushed to pick him up. Let Kyler be the introvert he is. Well, he just got dropped, but, I mean, he's probably in negotiations right now. It's not like there isn't 31 of 32 teams that don't want him. I mean, there's a difference between me saying I don't like a team, and there's a difference between saying it's not fun to root for a team that's going to be terrible. And at least if they're terrible, if they have potential. And right now, Cardinals have zero potential. They're in absolute shambles. The Cardinals are in shambles. Their only hope was Hopkins, and they got rid of him. They said, give us our potato chips, and we will keep that in exchange for him. Niners going to beat the Chiefs this year. Eli was going to need to talk. Do you speculate at all with sports cards? You seem to be informed on football. I do not speculate with sports cards, mainly because I've talked to my sales rep about it, and the one thing he's basically told me is that it is a completely different animal, because with the sports side of things, unlike with Pokemon and Magic, there isn't a playability side to things. And so in order for you to get your allocations for the good stuff, you have to buy the bad stuff, and the bad stuff does not move. It is bricks. You're losing time and time again. And sure, you can make up for it with having the good stuff, so there's money to be made there, but it is just so difficult to get into because you can't get creative like I can with Pokemon and Magic and being able to make 2-3x money or 20-30%, depending on if it's slower moving product, because of that exact reason. Bears are curves. Can you add a limited Patreon distro tier for people wanting to try it out or something? I'd like to try out with the EU shipping, but the $100 tier is meh. But that's the thing, man, is I can't do that, Macy, because $100 is an incredible value. Like, you might say to yourself, $100 is meh, but $100 is so good for what you're getting out of it. I used this as an example last time on the Patreon, right? So, and this is the deal. And I've said this before, I'll say this again. If you're someone that just wants to join the Patreon and all you're expecting is booster boxes and you're not going to spend anything other than on booster boxes, then this is not the program for you. This is the program for people that want to, they either invest heavily in Pokemon, or they want to start their own business in Pokemon, or they just want to take 30 seconds to flip some product and then every new set release, buy the product. But if you're like, oh, this is all I'm buying, this is it, nothing, that's it, then it's just not the place for you, right? So I use this as an example, right, in yesterday's video. So I'm not a Magic guy. A lot of my people in the program are Magic guys. But one of the things that they do consistently, time and time again, both with Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, is there's weekly specials pages. I have people that know nothing about a lot of these sets, but what they'll do is they go on the weekly specials page, they find the product that has incredible margins, they'll flip them, and they'll pay for their membership by flipping a product that makes them 2-3x value. So you say to yourself, all right, well, let's say I take $100 and I go use that $100 and I 2-3x my money. You just paid for the program for the next 2 months off of $100 of your initial investment, right? And this is off of sealed product examples, right? And obviously sealed product examples are going to be less available than breakdowns, but an active example right now for a breakdown one that I can talk about right now, because this is something that we've discussed in the past, is this is a website. Sorry, worry. I apologize. I'm leaking it again. Don't tell everyone, because then everyone's going to start doing it. Right now, Commander decks on this website, this is the breakdown value of the Commander decks. Pay attention to the market. We can currently get new Capenna for right now $115 is what I can get it for on distro. It is $296 is what the current breakdown price is for you to sell it. It's probably going to take you to sell off at least 50% of it a week or two. And for the rest of it's probably going to take you about another week or two. But your initial investment is going to be $115 plus the price to ship plus the fees. Ultimately, you're probably going to be sunken in, if you're in the EU, probably $130 to $135. Now, I don't know what the market is in the EU for Magic compared to the US, so it's a completely different market. But I can tell you that as a guy who I know that is in the EU, he tells me that he consistently is able to make 20 to 30% profit flipping product and is literally trying to do this as like a full-time thing because the margins are so good buying product to wholesale in the US and then going to the EU, right? EU in particular, right? So that's kind of the two examples that I'm more or less giving, right? And that's just, more or less the point that I'm making with that is there's so many opportunities in not just Magic, but Yu-Gi-Oh! I knew a guy that was buying some Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes that I knew nothing about, and he was like, bro, I just looked online. I can 2x my money just flipping this, right? Knows nothing about it. Boom, easy, flip 2x. And that's if you're investing just $100, right? If you're investing $400, $500, $600, $700, and you're taking the time to, and the thing is too with that is we've given breakdown, informative tutorials on how to do this with the Pokemon side of things because we know the Pokemon side of things, and there's tons of people in the community because we have a chat in the Patreon that know Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And other things that you can go and you can have conversations with, and they will answer your questions all day and help you find the best opportunities to make your money by 2, 3, 4, 5xing your stuff. So when, I guess, once again, the point that I'm making, $100 might seem like it's a lot, but it's only a lot if you're not in it for the right reasons. And that's, once again, only like the only thing I care about is booster boxes. I only want booster boxes every new set release. That's it. Then it's just not the program for you. But if you're here to hustle and you're here to make money, or you're here to just make a couple quick flips and then every new set release get money, that's the thing. Is if you're just saying to yourself, hey, I want to get new booster boxes every new set release, obviously, but I also want to make my money back on the monthly fee. Okay, well, if you can at least buy a couple of products on the weekly specials a month, and you at least flip it real quick, spend a couple hours a month going, finding the product to flip, and then you just don't do anything else, and then you just wait for new set releases, you can do that. And you can make it worth it so that you're consistently getting wholesale and it's consistently getting paid for flipping. But if you're someone that wants everything and expects to not put in any work in terms of flipping it, then I get it. But that's the thing, is we have people right now actively making $5,000-$10,000 a month in the program, and it hasn't stopped. It has not stopped. People might say, oh my gosh, Eli, it seems as if Pokemon, it's more scarce, the opportunities aren't there. Depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you're doing, because there's a couple of people in the program that I talk to quite frequently, and they're telling me that, hey, I just made $1,100 in 4 hours of work because I was able to sell off my Pokemon product through breaks, or I was able to sell off my bulk, and this is what I found was a really good value, or et cetera, et cetera. I kind of digress with this because I've already been ranting for a little bit on it, but yeah, and that's why, in all honesty, the program pricing, there's a reason why the $50 and the $75 tier are never going to come back, because it's a legacy tier for people that first came in, and it's like, once the $100 tier is officially sold out and people realize how good it is, especially as we continue to build our allocations, because for the last set release, right, we got about 500,000 booster boxes for Obsidian. We're probably going to get close to 600 to 700, maybe even more. I talked to my rep today. He told me that it looks like our numbers are growing and a lot of other people's numbers are shrinking in terms of ordering, and he has no clue as to why, but it's optimistic that we could actually potentially get 700 to 800 booster boxes instead of 6 to 7. So as our numbers continue to go up, the value of the program goes up. And as I expand the program and the value continues to go up, then I'm going to expand into other sets. And that's going to obviously make it better for everyone as well. I kind of digress with that. The value is just going to keep going up over time. The value is already there. And so when the $100 slot officially sits there and it fills up, because here's the deal, right? There's always about a slot or two available from time to time, month to month, right? It'll sell out. It'll sit there for 2 to 3 weeks, and then a spot will open up. But once you sure as hell know that it's been 2 months and the $100 tier has not opened up, and it's officially at a point where we have so much product, you bet that if we do decide to open another tier, it's going to be $125. because the value is just there. Like, it's crazy. Because if you don't want to, you know, get access to wholesale Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, MetaZoo, it's like, all right, well, go get a card shop. Spend $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Like, doing this all from online is ridiculous to be able to afford, you know? You guys are all talking about football. That's so funny. Oh, I know it's expensive. It works out all right, but if the shipping and the import taxes, it's a gamble. And that is completely fair, Macy, right? And I can set you up, if you want to message me in the Discord, I will set you up with the guy who lives in the EU right now. I will have you guys on a call so you guys can have conversations and he can give you his experience of how he's been doing it and how it's worked out for him. And he will give you an opinion on whether it's worth it or not, just based on his experience, right? Like I said, I don't know the Magic market there. All I know is that from what he's doing in Pokemon, it seems to be working out well for him. No. Everything you're saying makes 100% total sense. Obviously I just went on a rant, so I'm just now responding to your messages. So I apologize. That's just how I am. I just am like, I go on a rant and then I read the comments and then you're like messaging me while I'm saying it, and so I do apologize. But yeah, no. All your concerns totally valid. I'll set you up with the guy to try and get you set up with that, because obviously there's going to be different rules and regulations in the EU depending upon where you live. So I'll have a guy reach out to you and see how that is. Do you blacklist people when they leave the program from being able to rejoin? No, you can rejoin at any time. You can rejoin at any time. The only thing I tell people is that as long as you're in the program, the price you pay at is the price that you're going to stay in. So if you're someone that's in the $50 tier and you stay in the $50 tier forever, it is never going to go up. But if you leave the $50 tier and you come back, the $50 tier that you were previously in has closed. It is not available. We take it away. Yes, Evo. Like I just said, that's just how it works. Because the $50 tier is way too cheap, especially as the program continues to grow and the value gets better and better out of it. The whole idea or the whole pitch for the $50 tier was, hey guys, I just started this program. We have an active list of Pokemon product available, but in terms of allocation build and spend, we're just starting out and I need help trying to build the spend and allocations, and then we can try and get that built up over time. So when we first started the program, we had 0 allocations for the first month or two. But then by Scarlet and Violet, we got as much as 300 booster boxes. And we're like, or 200 and some odd booster boxes, right? I think it was 250. I was like, hooray, we got 250 booster boxes. That's so good. Awesome, right? But now what do we have? We had over 1,000. What's going to happen this next time around? We're going to shoot for 700 to 800. What's going to happen the set thereafter? We're going to shoot for 1,000 plus booster boxes by end of year. And it's just going to keep going up and up and up. So the numbers for allocations are going to progressively get filled, right? Especially too, because I don't have intentions right now to open it up for more spots until I feel like it's worth it, right? Because if I'm saying to myself, all right, well, right now it says in order for me to fill up entire allocations for people, last set it said I needed 800 boxes to give everyone 100% allocations. And we had 500 boxes. So with that, it was roughly around 2/3 of allocations were filled, right? Isn't that how it is, roughly? And this upcoming time around, right, we're going to have hopefully, anywhere between 600 to 800. Well, awesome. We're going to get depending upon where we are, 80 to 90% to get everyone filled up. But then the next time around after that, we get 1,000 boxes. Yo, can I 100% fill people, right? And so that's kind of where I am. I want to get to that point where I can 100% fill people. But yeah, I would never blacklist people. I've had people leave the program for various reasons, having nothing to do with the disdain for the program. I've had people leave because they've had medical problems that came up last second. I've had people leave the program because, a tragedy happened which caused them to not have the money. I've had people leave the program because they used the program to fulfill allocations until they opened their own storefront, and then when they officially got access to distributors for their own storefront, then they stopped using me, right? Like, for example, with a lot of distros, you don't get allocations for the first 3 to 6 months, right? And so using me as a gateway to that, and then finally building up their own allocations once they finally got access to distro, it was an opportunity for them to leave the program, and I'm very happy for the success that they had in the program, and I'm very happy for the success they're going to have within their own store, right? I mean, the whole point of the program itself is, like, it's really for people to use the opportunity that they would never have unless they owned their own store and spent $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 a month to own the storefront, right? You're getting this opportunity that you wouldn't have unless you had that kind of capital for only $100 a month. That's kind of the whole process of it, right? And obviously, it sucks because there's credit card fees and there's distro ship fees, but that's something you have to pay even if you aren't part of the program and you just have your own storefront, right? And you don't have to spend $3,000 to $4,000 a month on rent. It's kind of, all around the metaverse just got here, but it seems like well, I mean, you just got here, so then you obviously aren't aware of what the conversation was. The conversation was people were just asking questions about the program, and I'm just answering the questions. That's it. I didn't bring it up. People just asked, and so I'm gonna answer. It might seem like I'm selling them, but at the end of the day, like I said before, if the program's not for you, it's not for you. I'm not trying to sell you on that. But if the program is for you, then of course I'm going to sell you on it because I think it's worth it. And I've got tons of people that will agree with me, and I've got some people that will disagree with me, but those people that disagree with me were in the program for the wrong reason, right? I think of the people that left the program, like, I can actually pull it up. I can't show it to you guys because it has a lot of my personal things. But of the individuals that most recently left the program were people that either, one, never bought a single product and they just signed up and then just never bought anything, or is people that spent very little to no money, right? So, for example, of the last, we'll say 2 months of people in the program that have left, only 2 of them made sales, and of those 2 people, neither of them spent over $5,000 in the program. The other 3 to 4 people that left the program in the past 2 months did so without even connecting their Patreon or messaging me about connecting the Patreon or joining the program. They just signed up, and they were charged for some people 1 month, some people 2 months, some people 3 months. And okay, they never bought product. Okay, it's weird. It's kind of weird. I should have testimonials, Hermit. That's a great point. I mean, it'd be good. Gary says, you sold me. Well, I appreciate that, Gary. Hey, man, like I said, if you got any questions, please feel free to ask me. Feel free to ask people in the chat. The chat is by far the most informative part. By far. There's a lot of people that are going to answer your questions. We have pins of the program that tell people exactly the best way to make money on Pokemon, right? Because we have people that are, like I said, they're actively making $5,000 to $10,000 a month doing this. And so we've got ways for people to do it. You obviously have to have the capital to scale that much, but it's a point, it's a point to be made still. Chasem, who's in the program, says the program is 100% beneficial for us while we get into our storefront. The cost and the time it takes can't be understated. This has been a massive help. Yeah. And Chasem too as well. He's going to be more than likely one of our biggest spenders in the program as we do allocate based on spend for new set releases. I think Chasem, you went and ordered 10 cases of booster boxes, and based on the numbers that I've seen so far from Obsidian Flames for what people have ordered, and based off of what it seems as if we're potentially going to get for the program based on what my rep is telling me, It's entirely possible that you could at least get filled, 70 to 80% of that, hypothetically, obviously. And that equates to 7 to 8 booster boxes if you are one of the, bigger spenders. So it's like, that's the value of that. And that's just booster boxes. That's not even including Elite Trainer boxes. That's not including pin collections. The top spenders this last time around for the set release dropped like $6,000-$7,000 on Paldea Evolved. And that's one person, right? Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. In the beginning, there was one spot left. Oh, that's tough, dude. I'm sorry, Phantom. What's the best place to sell ungraded cards? Personally, this is just my opinion, TCG Player by far. eBay, it's pretty good for hiring cards, but, TCG Player I use religiously. The chat is on Discord. Is there a Patreon chat? Yes, there is. There is a Patreon chat. So if you go to... if you signed up for the Patreon right now and you've integrated your Patreon, so there's a tutorial video on the Patreon once you join, and the tutorial video tells you how to integrate. Once you have integrated, please message me your shipping information. I will add you to it. And then once you've fully integrated, all the chat should show up at the bottom of our Discord, where you will have access to the Patreon chats, which are very active. I mean, people are actively talking in the Patreon chat, a lot. It's very active. It's more active, if not as active as the general chat. What is the shipping like with the distributor? It depends from distributor to distributor. But typically how it works is we've got 3 main distributors. 2 of them, it's a $5 flat rate for shipping. And then, so technically, okay, so technically speaking, right? Technically speaking, it's a $5 flat rate if you spend over $1,000 to $750 on an order. But because the way I have it set up systematically, I make it so that I always cover the shipping because I combine with other people's orders. So that way you only have to pay the flat $5 fee. So rather than you having to pay $20, $30 because you ordered only $300-$400 worth of product, I say, just give me $5 flat. I cover everything else for you by combining with other people's orders. So $5 flat is usually the distro ship cost for 2 of the distributors, and then one of the other distributors, it's $5 a case no matter what. So that's just kind of how they have it set up. But, and you might say $5 a case, that's more expensive than the other ones, which is $5 flat. However, the main difference is there is a 2% fee with the other distributors on product versus with the one with the 5 per case. They have 0 fees when it comes to product. So you kind of balance it out. Everyone has their own method of fees. Everyone has their own method of shipping charges. It all kind of averages out in and of itself. But I think someone gave an example in the program and said, basically, if you buy a case of booster boxes at $95.50, which is wholesale, you're paying closer to $97.50, $98. Jason says, I love the program. Hey, appreciate it, brother. How do I ship singles and eBays for $1 plus tracking? Stamps. With tracking, no clue. Don't think that's possible. What's up, Zuck? How much can I get for Pokemon? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I think we're about 10 to 15 into Obsidian Flames. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Well, so on Obsidian Flames last month, we did about 60K. We did about 60K in Obsidian Flames last month. This month or I shouldn't say last month. This set for Obsidian Flames. For Paldea Evolved, we did about 60K. For Obsidian, we're probably going to do closer to 100, if I were to guess. Trinell says, as someone who's in the program and is not in a business, it's definitely worth it. I buy what I want, sell some stuff, and I don't want and make easy money back to keep some product to hold. There you go. There are several top sellers and current or future store owners in the Discord program, so having other cardboard commerce minded people around there is a lot of fun and is very helpful. Yes, that's the biggest thing, man, is I know nothing about Magic, but these opportunities are being presented to me and other people in the program because we have other people that are big into Magic that are like, dude, you need to see these opportunities. There's so much money that can be made. And for me, as someone who loves Pokemon, at the end of the day, I also like money. So it's like, I want to go where the money is. And sure, my main focus is going to be Pokemon. But if I have expended capital that I feel like I can make 2 times, 3 times, 4 times better returns than in Pokemon, you bet I'm going to be spending a lot of that money in that. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by. Hey, have fun at the wine tasting. That sounds good. I'll message you package total here shortly. You guys stop fighting about the football. Oh my god, this is so crazy. You guys are fighting so much about the football. So it's about 97 per booster box when purchasing from the program. Roughly around 97, 50, 98 for a booster box. However, I know you guys are going to get... Calm down. Calm down. I talked to my rep, and it's entirely possible that we might be able to shave $1 off or $2. Relax, everyone. Calm down. It's not officially confirmed yet, but I may or may not, for Obsidian, could potentially make it so that we could shave $1 or $2 off. This is not confirmed yet, so before everyone starts freaking out, because you might think that's not a big deal. It's a big deal when you order a lot. Evo, so where do you see the product to order? So once you've joined the program, Evo, what you do is you watch the tutorial video on how to get everything started, sync up. You then message me on Discord with your shipping information. Then you will also, once you've linked everything, have access to the 5 channels, which should be the 4 channels. It should be the wholesale access announcements, the message board, and the regular chat. So the regular chat is where everyone has conversations about what's good to pick up right now, or just general conversations about everything going on in the market. The message board is for basically, hey, this is something that you should, if you just joined, read and go through, because it has all the informative information to how to get set up. It shows you how to submit an order. It shows you what products available, both for just Pokemon or alternative. We have 2 different sheets. We have an order sheet for Pokemon specifically because, you know, Pokemon USA or Pokemon specific channel, but then we also have one for everything outside of it: Magic, MetaZoo, Flesh and Blood, Yu-Gi-Oh! And then also we have the announcements page, which is just for general announcements. Whenever something happens, I want to keep everyone up to date on that. Sadly, I don't think I scored. Pika Heisenberg, that's so funny. I know, that's what I'm saying. Let's just, yeah, I won't get into the details on stream because I don't want to get in trouble, but it's potentially gonna happen. That's like almost 2 jail stamps, right? You get it. I mean, yeah, when you order by the pallet, that saves you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. How early does it arrive? TikTok says it typically arrives at earliest day of release or the early following week of after release. Hopefully that makes sense. So like earliest from my customers right now in the program, it's going to arrive is going to be Friday, and the latest should be by Wednesday. I would say for most people, it's probably going to be arriving sometime by Tuesday or Monday of next week for most people. And then for those people that live in the East Coast, I apologize, probably closer to Wednesday. So typically, you know, if you live like within the state next to me or a state over, then usually you can get it within Friday or Monday or Saturday. So that's usually how it is for new releases. The reason why I can't give it to you early is because my rep basically has informed me that if we ship it to you guys earlier, because although you guys are part of the wholesale program, you guys don't have access to distributors. You guys have access to distributors because of me, and you aren't, you know, you don't have the distro. I have the distro and I give you the access. I would be breaching my contract and I wouldn't be able to sell Pokemon. So I can't ship it to you guys early. The earliest I can give it to you guys is on release day. Otherwise, I just can't sell Pokemon and I lose my license and everything, and it's just a whole disaster. Yes, Lorcana pre-orders are still available. Obviously, we have no clue what Lorcana numbers are going to look like, but it is still very much available. I'm the man who killed Gus Fring. Say my name. You're Heisenberg. You're gosh dang right. How does allocations work for patrons? Do you favor high spenders, or does everyone get the same percentage compared to everyone else? I favor high spenders. I do. So how it works for allocations is it's pretty simple. What my whole promise is, so this last time around, if you spent $0, you at least got half a case of booster boxes. My goal is that for this next time around, if you spend $0 in the program, you're at least going to get a case. Do I think that's worth it? Heck no. Of course it's not worth it. Why are you spending $0 in the program? Not that it's not worth it because you got a case at wholesale for spending $0, but it's not worth it because why are you spending $0 in the program, right? But yeah, you can spend $0 and so hopefully by next release we're gonna shoot for a case minimum, right? And you know, with that, I am spacing out really hard. What were we talking about? Holy crap, I spaced out so hard right now. Yes, sorry, spend. With that, obviously, if you spend more, you're more favored in getting product. So if you don't spend anything, you can expect to get at least, hopefully, a case by this next time around. But if you spend something like, I think the average amount of spend in the program was anywhere between 1,000 to 3,000. And each person got roughly around 2 to 3 cases. But that's how much most people ordered. And then if you were one of the top spenders this time around, you got like 4 to 5 cases. But this upcoming time around, bump that number up. It's probably going to be, for the lower end, it's going to be 1 to 2 cases, then 3 to 4 cases for like the $1,000 to $2,000 spenders. And then for the top spenders, it's probably going to be 4 to 5 and then 6, 7, 8, 9, depending upon how much we get, right? So that's kind of how it is. Does it cost to be I mean, well, I don't know how to answer that question because I'm not a distributor, right? There's no more Pokemart USA, it's just Eli USA, right? Well, if I'm going to open a storefront, right, and I'm going to try and brand myself along with the store, I got to do something here. But that's how it generally works for allocations, right? Oh wait, it ships directly to you and then we pay shipping again. What about the Magic and other TCGs? Same type of deal with waiting till release. So Magic right now, how it works typically with like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, how it works is it gets shipped to the storefront and then from there I have to then pay someone to ship it out to you. I've said this before, I'll say it again, for warning, when it comes to Pokemon product, because Pokemon can get shipped directly to me, because I am located in Arizona and I'm running everything not from the storefront, then I can ship it out usually in a lot, holy crap, let's not have a stroke here, Eli. I can ship it out in a lot more of a timely manner, right? Obviously, time to time, distro dropped the ball. I think there's only been one instance where distros dropped the ball and we had some delays on shipments by over a week, longer than anticipated. But for the most part, usually the majority of people are going to get their products within the time frame that I suggested. However, with Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Flesh and Blood, usually tack on about another week to your overall transit times because I'm not there to immediately ship it out. I have to hire someone. They have to be available to ship it out. And you know, typically it has to accumulate within a week of product for ordering. My plan is that as long as the program goes well and some of my other investment opportunities that I'm looking into in Pokemon in general go well, my goal is to actually open another storefront location in Arizona, just so I can, you know, have it shipped there, so then I can control shipping times to be a lot faster. But obviously I'm still at least another 6 months to a year away from that best case scenario, right? And in terms of shipping to you guys, obviously you have to pay shipping for that. However, we use a discounted shipping service because of our volume, and I would say that to ship like a booster box case on average, I mean, it depends where you live, but it could cost you to ship like a booster box case, as a reference, anywhere between $9 to like $14, I think is what it is roughly. You know, the cheapest thing that I would say we ship the most is by far the packs. We do a lot of breakdown opportunities where I break down build and battle stadiums. I keep the bulk from the build and battle stadiums, and I just sell off the packs to you guys, and you guys can get it for, I think the cheapest we've seen is like $2.50 a pack. Sometimes it's $2.70, sometimes it's $2.75. I think $2.95 right now is the available option, so it's a little bit on the spendier side, but also LO is selling for $4 a pack, so still a really good deal. And shipping out packs, I mean, gosh dang it, depending on how many you order, I had one guy order 1,000 packs and it took $20 to ship, so it added like 3 cents per. So and obviously, you know, they live in California, so you have to take that into consideration, versus you go live in, you know, Florida, it's going to cost closer to 40, but still, that's really good, right, for how much you're paying. It adds pennies on the dollar. No, I mean, totally understand, Macy. No worries, man. And like I said, if you want to message me, feel free to message me. I can definitely hook you up and connect you with the individual that I can definitely hook you up with the individual that is in the program that's in the EU. Alex says, obviously it varies, but how do you normally balance inventory versus liquidity? I don't. I'm so bad at balancing inventory versus liquidity because of the program. I'm so bad at it. Because basically my distro is like, hey, Eli, we need you to pick up products so that we can keep your spend going, so we can keep giving you more booster boxes for new set release. Can you take it? I say yes. If I happen to sell it all off in time for the next product they have available for me, then I just keep doing it. That's just what I do. And so I'm just sitting on a ton of product, and I'm just trying to sell it off as quick as I can for the wholesale program, right? Just keep churning it. So it's not the best model, but it's also the model I'm using to make the program successful. Eric Bell says, what determines high spenders? Is there a price point? So we have, Eric, so it's still in the beta. We just are going to start it now. I haven't given an official date on what the starting date's going to be, but it's probably going to be sometime near the end of May. But we have a scoreboard that we're going to be using that keeps track of everyone's overall spend in the program, and it's an actual ranker that we have synced with your guys's tracking sheets, because we have a tracking sheet for submissions that tell you the statuses of your orders. It makes you like be able to go back and look at past orders and calculate your spend, and we actually have that synced to a data tracking sheet that tells us how much you've spent overall based on what the sheet has said. And with that, it ranks you on a list of 100 other people, and it tells you where you rank up between everyone else. And that's what kind of determines it, comparing you to other people. What's up, Armando? It gets worse as you age. I went to the fridge to get a drink. Oh, have you talked about the 2023 trainer toolkits are looking so far? I think you said you ordered a ton. They're looking phenomenal. I'd be lying if I said I'm really sad they didn't put any Paldea Evolved. I think they should have put Paldea Evolved product. Also, I nailed it, guys. Did I not say that it was a possibility we could get yellow and silver borders? I said that seems like it'd be funky, but this is going to really give us some insight into what the Pokemon company could potentially mean for reprints by not being done with yellow borders. And they did exactly that. People were pissed about it. I was like, nailed it. And so with that, it's phenomenal. Why is it phenomenal? Obviously, prices are going to adjust with the trainer toolkits, but it's phenomenal right now for the 2023 trainer toolkits is because you get 2 nest balls, which are each worth $1 a piece. You get 2 Irdas, which are each worth $1 a piece. You get an Arceus V-Star and an Arceus V, which right now are worth, for the V, it's $5. For the V-Star, it's worth $14. However, obviously, prices for these are going to crash, so you have to take this into consideration. But in theory, if nothing happened whatsoever, prices all stayed the same, you're talking about $50 in value, right? Maybe closer to $55, $60 in value. If you see prices crash on these things, you're probably looking closer to 30-ish to 40-ish dollars in value, right? 35, 40. That's still phenomenal. That's still phenomenal value because you're talking about a 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, depending on how the market shifts out, percentage return on breaking down trainer toolkits for bulk and then selling off the packs. So it can be great, right? I'm hyped about it. To be fair to Eli on the big spender thing, he is also allocated like that. All stores are. Hold on. He is also allocated like that. I think he meant to say not all stores are, but I could be wrong. Hold on. To be fair to Eli on the big spender thing, he is also allocated like that. All stores are. I think I read it wrong, but I'm a little confused. Pika, stop freaking. Oh, KSR bot is the best bot. Hey, you got a bot to get product? Hey, shout out to you then. I feel like bots are expensive, but I also have no clue. Pokemon EU, right? I'd have to hire someone to do that. It'd be cool, but... All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been actually going over by 20 minutes, so we are needing to wrap this up real quick here. Obviously, I had a lot of people asking questions about the wholesale, and last thing I want to do is deny answering your guys' questions. So with that, we're going to do last 5 minutes. Help me, or last 5 minutes. If you got questions for me, please feel free to ask. And then, yeah, Eli is allocated investment. Exactly. Thank you, Chaseum. Holy crap. I don't know why I stroked out. So to be fair, Eric Bell, the point Chaseum was making is that the reason why I allocate based on spend is because distributors allocate based on spend. So if you guys don't spend, I don't get product. And if I don't get product, then you don't get product, So that's just why I have to set it up the way I have to set it up. But at the end of the day, I also make it too where I am doing my best to give it in what I think is most fair, but also some sort of floor, right? So if you're a big spender, you're obviously going to be rewarded for being a big spender by getting more than others. But if you don't spend as much, I'm still going to give you guarantees. That way that you feel happy because even if you have someone that spends drastically more than you, you're at least going to walk away with something, right? Oh, I wish BC3, but it's too far for me. Yeah, of course, Evo, I will definitely message you back. I've got like a ton of other people I need to message back to, so if it takes me a second, I do apologize. But I will definitely get back to you. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, am I looking to getting into more vintage product over time? Potentially, yes, but I mean, right now, if I'm getting into vintage, it's just Diamond and Pearl era stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as much as I would love to keep going and answering questions, I got to get out of here. I am late to being done with the stream, and your boy's got a lot of Paldea he still has to ship out amongst other orders. So thank you guys all so much for stopping by. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to enter into the weekly giveaways. Twitter, we're also doing giveaways as well. Check us out. Links down in the description below for that. Patreon, we, I think, have one spot available now. So shout out to you guys that joined during the program. So I appreciate the love and support, and yeah, make sure to enter that to get access to opportunities at wholesale level prices. But that is all for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Till then, I will see you all on Monday. Oh, no, I lied. I will see you all on Friday because we're going to have El Paldea